Humongosaur! On this week's episode of Cartoon Buffoons, I'm Wyatt, and who is here with me today as always?
Hello, I'm Morgan, and I'm the woman with the really big hands from Generator Rex.
Oh, hell yeah. And who is our special guest for today's episode?
Hello, I'm Tashmon, and I know I left my plumber's bat somewhere here.
Yeah, we're here to talk about, of course, the second Ben 10 series of many, Ben 10 Alien Force. Here we are, another Ben 10 series.
Woo, back at it again.
Tash. Yep, here
Another
we are.
episode to talk about the device that did what it did, baby. Another one about the device that did what it did.
When it stuck itself upon his wrist.
With secrets that it hid.
Yep, that's it did all of that. Unfortunately, we should mention no such theme song exists.
Yeah.
For this show. It's just an instrumental, which
bullshit.
is like, which is not bad. I don't hate the sequence itself or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of cartoon intros that are literally just scenes from episodes, like Superman the Animated Series compared to Batman the Animated Series, where it's like, cool song, but why couldn't we have something as good as Batman the Animated Series, where it's like this awesome like vignette of him, fighting
and it's so
robbers.
iconic, like the guy in the in the shadows and stuff. The thing is, though, you say it's not bad. I think it's dog shit. I feel like it's like,
sure, yeah.
I think it's like, I don't want to be that person. It's not just because I think that the Ben 10 like song is maybe the funniest opening ever. It's also that like I feel like it gives gravitas to the Device Did What It Did song. I'm like, why are we pretending the Device Did What It Did song's instrumental was crazy cool?
It's the epic version of it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember. Yeah, I remember as a kid, like, coming from that theme song to this one, being like, it feels a little stripped back. Like, I'm still hyped because it's just like a cartoon, and I'm like 8, but I like the old one a little bit better.
Yeah. I probably felt a similar way going from Rock the Dragon to the like second Funimation open. Do you remember that they did a second opening?
What the fuck is the second opening?
It's this like oh,
I remember.
Yeah, it played during like
ass.
Like I think towards the end of the Frieza arc and Cell arc and everything. Like that was when it played. Yeah, that instrumental. I remember being like, "Where's Rock the Dragon?" And then there's a PS2 game, Budokai, that had Rock the Dragon in it, and that made me happy. Now I'm like, fuck Rock. Well, okay, maybe not fuck Rock the Dragon.
Hey, wait a minute.
But now I'm more of a Chala Headchala fan, I should say.
Sure.
Oh, you mean you're a fucking goddamn weeb? Listen, look, you mean you're a fucking weeb, dude. No one is worse about the actual original translation of stuff of Dragon Ball Z than Wyatt.
Oh
Wyatt will like listen. You call if you say like, oh man, that's Tri-Beam. Wyatt will slide into the scene and go, "Are you sure it's Tri-Beam?"
Say, do you mean the Kikoho?
Wow.
But Tash, it's good to have you back.
Yes,
we're
talking.
We're talking about Ben 10 again. Maybe we won't typecast you as the Ben 10 guy every single time. I mean, but
I like watching it, so it's fun to be
yeah. But especially because we will talk about it, but the next show is basically just the next couple seasons.
Yeah,
of this
it's
show. Like, it's
so
not
funny.
Yeah. It's not really its own show. So we'll probably just have you back for that. Maybe if somebody else really wants to do Omniverse, we'll get them to come on and do that. And then, of course, like the 2016 reboot, I doubt any of us have any nostalgia for that because we just didn't watch it at the time.
I mean, I tried to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy that thing is 10 years old, actually. Like the fucking 2016 reboot.
Oh man.
Time
Yeah.
is a cruel mistress. Because I
Sure
remember
is.
like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I remember Omniverse ending, and then I remember in like 2015 seeing like, from like bootleg things overseas or whatever, like some art and assets from the reboot, and being like, this is either some weird fake thing that isn't real, or they are just like doing like a hard reboot on the series with like a completely different art style and like tone and whatever. And then that one turned out to be true, but we don't have to worry about that now. We gotta we gotta worry about Alien Force, a little bit older, a little bit more mature than Ben 10. He's not
bit.
now. He's been 15 now. And I want to ask, before we get into talking about the show, Tash, what is your history with Alien Force specifically?
Yeah, so, like I mentioned on the last episode, Ben 10, the original show, was such a big part of, like, me wanting to be an artist and stuff, and, like, running those DVDs into the ground, that, like, when it came time for Alien Force to come out, I was super pumped, and I very, very specifically remember it being one of the first shows that, like, I sat down and watched the new, like, premieres of, at least through all of season 1. I have a very, very distinct memory of, like, being in my parents' room and, like, watching the 3rd episode, specifically with my brother, and just being like, whoa, it's Heat Blast, but it's a guy who looks like me.
Yeah,
so it's just, I don't know, it was just, like, a really fun thing to just see, like, a show that I like get continued and, like, the lore get, I guess respected in a way and just continued on and expanded, and just like that was like the first time something like that had ever happened to me in my life, and so it's just like, well, this is a new experience. I'm just experiencing all this cool stuff for the very first time as a child. And I followed it at least until like the 2nd season. Like all the 3rd season stuff is like relatively like fresh and like new to me. I don't think I watched Ultimate Alien as much as I did Alien Force, but like...
No, I haven't seen any of it, so I'm interested to... I like skipped right over it. I have seen quite a bit of Omniverse. Not all of it, but I've seen like the first 4 seasons of Omniverse.
Also,
but
you mentioned like looks like you. I remember going, Heat Blast is black.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Like being in my living room screaming and throwing shit around.
Exactly, yeah.
It's also like, isn't this like one of the like, I don't know, first times I think I heard Zeno Robinson in something?
Probably.
Because like he's everywhere now, but like it's kind of wild. I can't think of a role he had before this because he's in fucking everything now.
Yeah.
But like, it's just really interesting.
I mean, the first big thing. I mean, I didn't even know that that was him. But like the big thing that I remember is Craig the Creek with Omar.
Yeah.
But that's still like a while after this,
Yeah.
Like so. I feel like this is like,
That's like 10
I just checked. Yeah. This is like one of the first things I see on there. Like he did a One Piece bit role and then this. So like, yeah, this was like one of the big breakout things for him. So that's really cool.
Hell yeah.
And I was just gonna say in general that this is like one of the first. I mean, I think that there were some smaller characters that were black in the original Ben 10, but this is like one of the first like major side characters.
Yeah, this was like the woke Ben 10.
Yeah, this is the woke Ben 10, especially because like Gwen, she's older and smarter. She's now everybody has new voice actors now, which is like good for the most part. Genuine, like I think Ashley Johnson fits Gwen like so well that I kind of forget even her old voice actress. And then,
it felt like she just grew up. Like it felt like just a grown up voice. But yeah, go ahead.
And then of course the Yuri Lowenthal, which we'll talk about in a second, and Greg Cipes as Kevin Levin. The only voice that I'm like, wrong, get it out of here, change it, is Azimuth. He's so good in the original Ben 10, and then they changed it to some. He has like a weird. It's like Jeff Bennett or whatever doing.
It is Jeff Bennett, yeah.
Yeah.
Doing a voice like this. I'm like, that's not fucking Azimuth. He's like a. You know, he has sort of like a blue collar voice to him, you know, in the original Ben 10. I love that because it's funny that the smartest guy in the universe is kind of like a flippant dick. You know, that's
Asmith does get hit with the the reasonable scientist stick here. He's way less of an asshole until later on, but he's just such like a serious guy. I'm like, no, Asmith's supposed to suck cock. Like he's supposed to be the fucking worst. Like
he's annoying, hard to deal with, etc.
He's supposed to be. He's your friend who's like has good policy like this. I would help the world, and then after 2 years, like actually blow everybody up. Like he should be that.
You're like, no, we can't blow everybody up.
Yes, we can. He's just
and it's very funny how much as like any Asmith appearance in the show is just like, Ben, you gotta stop being yourself. Like, I'm gonna take that shit away from you right now if you don't knock it off.
Yeah.
I think like if this show happened today, you know, and I hate to talk about how the culture war has taken over, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
There's no way on earth we could make this show today without someone on the internet with their rant Sona who's like a furry wolf in a suit going, has Ben 10 lost what's made it good? White pride? Like, and just like fucking doing little poses.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, considering the plot of the first half of
the Dude, I've never had a show about a little white boy with green eyes look into the camera and go, if you are a neo-Nazi, you gotta die, brother. Like, it's crazy. That's the plot of this show, dude.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, I always found, no, everybody take this, don't take this the wrong way. I always found the hybrid of very interesting villains.
Oh, yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah, look.
Dude,
because
I'm sorry, whenever you're the only white guy on the episode, I gotta be rough to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got no.
Listen, the hybrid just have really good economic policies, you know, like
what?
The trains run on time.
Yeah. Why? Like I just want groceries to be affordable, and I think the hybrid could do that for me.
So they're obviously like, okay, you know how all the people on the internet got really mad about Steven Universe about how the diamonds are like the Nazis.
Yeah.
They're wrong. These guys literally are insane Nazis. Like they are just like ridiculous, like over the top, you know, but still like they wrote their existence in a way like they gave them sort of this like backstory that makes it so that they feel completely justified in being a Nazi, even though like characters like Asmith are like, that's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense that you're the
you're
first
fucking stupid
life forms in the universe or whatever. So they have this belief that they're the original life forms. Everybody like came from them, so everybody is like a mongrel compared to them, and they're like literally they're the elites of them are like white. You know, that's like their main
they're
color.
White, tall, Scandinavian.
Like, they literally call them Indian at some point too.
The craziest thing is when fucking Ass was like, listen here, you guys are inbred and stupid and you're sterile and you're. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. He mentions like that's what they're so obsessed with racial superiority. I'm like, whoa, what? They're talking about this in Ben 10? I'm glad, but you know, it's not that those topics shouldn't be covered or like inappropriate for a kids show. It's just no other kids show has the teeth to get into that, and I feel like I'm glad that they found a show where they can kind of like go into that. That being said, we'll talk about it more as we get into the show, but like season 3, not bad, but it definitely has a lot less direction than
it is very much a transition season. Like I was watching a lot of it last night. It's like, oh, did I just put on Ultimate Alien? Like,
it's really funny that like season 3 has like the same first 2 episodes as it does last 2 episodes, pretty much. When you like get the brass tacks, it's really funny. I will say we're gonna talk about like the hybrid more, but also I'm glad that on the flip side, the human villains are also supremacists. Somehow this says, everybody in the show we fight is a white supremacist, and we hate them. I'm like, oh, so alien supremacists. I guess they don't want to connect it to humans. Here's our human supremacist white like evil guys. Like, oh fuck, okay, I guess they're damn.
And you got like what's his name? Will Wheaton as a guy. Yeah, I heard his voice. I was like, it's Wesley from Star.
Mike Morningstar. Yeah. He's a character.
There's a lot of Star Trek-y stuff in this show.
Oh yeah, this is so much more Star Trek of a season than the previous series. Than the original Ben 10. So
I've always said that like the first Ben 10 feels like a cartoon that's a comic book, right? Mm-hmm. This and all Alien Force, Ultimate Alien both feel like Star Trek, and Omniverse feels like Star Wars. Mm-hmm. It's how I've always like set up the shows in my brain.
Yeah, because this show still has some lighthearted elements to it, but it is a lot more like it's taking stuff a lot more seriously. It is more grown up. Yuri Lowenthal. I guess we could get into the voice actors now.
Let's get into the cast.
Yeah. He just gives a much more mature performance. It's not quite like as severe as someone like Sasuke, someone that he's really famous for doing, but he just brings this character that was like this kind of goofball, like fuck off kid, and turns him into like somebody who's like maybe a little bit silly, or especially in season 3, he gets like very cocky. But early on, he is just more of a like he's a typical virtuous hero type.
Yeah, you can really feel like the lessons learned from the previous show carry over to at least like the first 2 seasons, like portrayal of Ben.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
I think like Yuri's performance, because like we talk about like the betrayal, like someone like, oh yeah, he was a shitty kid in Ben 10. He grew up from that. He knew he had to be more like measured, right? Mm-hmm. But I do think the like performance of Yuri Lowenthal getting like more up his own ass as he voices Ben after he saved the world again in season 1 and 2, and then like he's kind of back to being that shitty kid in 3, is such a good performance. Yeah. Yuri Lowenthal is so good in this role, because you can hear Ben slowly going from like, oh guys, I haven't done this in a long time, I don't know, to like, this shit easy. This shit is light, bro. You can't save the world, nigga. Like, he starts, like, flexing, and it's really funny. And, like, even, like, the way he says, like, normal things starts getting different as the show goes forward. I used to think that, like, this was just his Spider-Man voice again, but it's not. Yuri Lowenthal is really good at, like, using inflection to differentiate the characters he's voicing. He really is one of the GOATs, low-key.
Yeah, I think so, too. Like, he does, around the same time he did Gurren Lagann, which is one of my favorite shows, and he did, the main character Simone in that, and and that show aired on Sci-Fi, so I remember like watching it around that time and being like, oh yeah, Yuri Lowenthal, that's cool, and then hearing him and he was also in like a bunch of fucking video games too. He's in like Tales of the Abyss as the main character and stuff like that, but hearing him here, I was like, oh, it added like a cool value to it, which I think that they were probably going for, to be like, oh, here's this guy who's been like an anime voice actor. We're now putting him in like this cartoon. So Ben 10 Alien Force, I feel like, is one of the first, maybe one of the only cartoons ever made where the people making the show understood that kids grow up and then they get into anime when they're like 12 or 13.
Absolutely.
And then they like honed in on that, because it's so rare, even to this day, that like creators, it's so polarized now. Cartoons are either for babies or for adults. Like, they have just completely neglected, even like 6 to 11 stuff is getting more rare, and then let alone like the stuff after that, like the 12 to like 18.
Yeah, but like this is crowd. The most 13 to 16 show on Earth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's so cool. It's like that. And also, you see like the anime thing. It's funny. This show doesn't have like anime inspiration and like the physical show, I would say, compared to other stuff, right?
Yeah.
We're not getting Teen Titans style shit, but it does understand that kids will recognize anime voice actors and vibes and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Also, we'll talk about the character later, but like, also Greg Cipes voicing Albedo as like a separate Ben and doing like a very different voice that I think is super funny. I love any scene he's in because he sounds so extremely different from Ben, and just the way he inflects and talks and does everything. It's really good because he talks like a Galvin.
Yeah.
But Ben, and it's really good whenever I hear it, you know?
Yeah. And yeah, Kevin, I think he does a great job as Kevin.
Rare Greg Cipes W.
Yeah, I was about to say
like I think Kevin
First note,
he's a great character.
Yeah, the first note I wrote in my phone is that like this is hands down the best Greg Cipes performance of all time. Like,
Yes,
far in the way. So
I literally thought he was so washed. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Why is he so funny here?
Yeah. Yeah, because at this time he had really only done, like, or in my mind, like, the main kid in fucking Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go, and Teen Titans, of course. And I was just like, okay, whatever, he's like this kind of like goofball character. So him doing like the more, he's able to like really convincingly do like this kind of disaffected teen character.
Like super just emo and or been from Meathead.
Also, Kevin also has such good comedy moments that Greg Cipes sell, and like because I think like this is actually a little deeper than his real voice.
Yeah,
because he's not like this, yo. Like he's not talking like that, and it's like, oh God, it's so bad. But like, yeah, I think we mentioned it last episode. I don't think this is Greg Cipes. I think this is like Evil Boo expelled. Greg Cipes. I think the Greg Cipes we're hearing in other stuff that voices Beast Boy is Evil expelled Greg Cipes, and this is like I met Hercule and he's my friend Greg Cipes that voices Kevin.
I buy that. I buy that.
Oh, here we go, you fucking bitch. Don't fucking say Mr. Satan to me. I'll kill you. We're right. Mr. Satan. Jesus. But like, yeah. Because there's like, I think it's always on the internet, but like, he has so many good comedy moments with Ben and also Gwen. Yeah. And like, because he's not stupid. He's just kind of like a lunkhead, but not dumb.
Yeah.
And I feel like it takes a lot of work to voice a character who like knows things, but isn't like book smart.
They're a really good trio. I mean, we'll talk about Gwen in a second, but like, they were able to convincingly write a thing where it's like, okay, this guy who used to be a rival to Ben, he's now friends with Ben and is dating Gwen, and it's not awkward. It's not like an awkward situation between any of them. They all just sort of like accept. They're all friends with each other. You know, they're all like on the same page and everything. They like get under each other's skin, but it's resolved and everything.
It felt like they spent a lot of time in season 1 and also 2 establishing them as friends before doing anything else, and I think that's a good call. Yeah. Of like really setting in that friendship and friend group.
By the time season 3 hits, it does really feel like, oh yeah, they've been friends for a while. It feels, very so like when Kevin gets like fucking mutated into like a weird creature guy. Again for the second time because of Ben, but less horrific. Like you can understand that he's not like, oh, I hate Ben or whatever, and I'm bad now. He's
because he knows they care about him. They do care about him. Like it's really neat. You want to say, Tash? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I love the fact that even though that episode is like sort of the start of really really silly and like cocky Ben, like there are moments of him being like, oh yeah, I did mess up, like I did screw this up, and I'm taking this seriously now. Like that actually hurts you that you look like this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess to go back to Gwen, like she kind of, I always did like Gwen, like since our first episode or our previous episode, but I definitely like this version of her is maybe a little bit more generic because she is just like the smart girl. She's the Oracle, but she does get into the action. She gets her hands dirty. She has magic and etc. We eventually learn that she's a secret alien as well. But Whatever. Who cares? Their magic's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
It feels like such a natural progression of her and Ben's relationship. I think like truly when it comes to like what I like about this show, and while like even though Ben can like be a little bit boring at parts, what makes this show work so much for me is that some real thought went into what these people's relationships would be like 5 years down the line.
Yeah.
Because Ben and Gwen like were like at each other's necks during the summer vacation, but by the end of it, they feel like siblings, and this just pushes that even further. They're like hanging out, like even though like Gwen has an older brother, her older brother and her both consider Ben basically like another sibling.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that like there's teasing there, but there's like sibling teasing that hang out all the time. Like I think it's great their relationship. I also think Gwen gets like aura moments in the show that makes me go fuck yeah.
Yeah. And
the moment where she's about to like use all her power to just destroy all the villains, and Kevin's like, hey, you might lose your humanity if you do that. And I kind of like he's a human. She goes, fine, I won't. I'm like, dude, she fucking Vegeta. She would like fucking blow up the planet.
Yeah, that's good. I want to say that I'm glad that they didn't really turn her into like a stick in the mud type character, because sometimes she can be like the come to God for both of the boys, but it would be so easy to be like, okay, here's these like reckless boys and then the more responsible girl, and it's not 100% that dynamic. That's she has a little bit more to her personality, and I think Ashley Johnson, like I said, like she does a great job voicing her to the point where like I can't really think of any other voice for her. I guess that's the thing, is that these people voicing these characters extend so far beyond the original series that it's like going back to that one feels a little bit outdated, because
it felt so reductive when we went back. It was crazy.
Yeah. Even though like I think Omniverse does a good job, because it's like, okay, now we get to hear Tara as Ben and Yuri as Ben, but I think Ashley Johnson still plays Gwen in Omniverse, like both versions of it, but I could be wrong about that. It's been a long time since
I can't remember.
Omniverse.
I know that Greg Cipes is Kid Kevin in a lot of stuff now.
Yeah,
I know that's true.
Yeah, like in the reboot.
But Ashley Johnson is both Gwens. I looked it up. Yeah, she's both Gwens. Cool.
And I think that she can do a snotty, like 11-year-old voice just perfectly fine as well.
I think like it was so nice to like hear them and like see them all play off of each other. I also think like Ben 10, like this, and also think about Omniverse, is so good at like shaking up the status quo with the cast choices. I think having these three work together and having Grandpa Max take a back seat was such a good call, because he's older now, Grandpa Max needed to be a voice of reason. There doesn't really need to be a voice of reason. Like Gwen does it, but like these guys are all like young adults, they're like they can like handle this stuff on their own. I do have to say, from like a woman on forums headspace, Gwen and Kevin is made to make people who are my age insane as a couple. There's like literally nothing they could do besides make us insane. It's so good. Their dynamic is so good. Because Kevin's like, yeah, whatever, fuck you, Ben. Like, you're my friend, but fuck off and die. And Gwen's like, that's not. Hey, come on, chill out. Like, I love whenever he's like, Ben is doing his normal, like, let's be bratty to my cousin sister, right? And Kevin's like, hey,
you'll talk to her.
Watch that shit.
And I'm like, treat him with respect, buddy. Yeah, one of the episodes I watched was with Wrath in season 3.
Yep.
The Con of Wrath, which is a great name for the episode.
Agreed.
And that was a good one where it's like Ben is the one who's like completely unreasonable because of being this stupid alien. And
let me tell you something, buddy.
Yeah, he's like this obnoxious, like over the top wrestling, big personality and everything, and just like getting into trouble, and like Kevin having to be sort of like a voice of reason to him. It's like a really good dynamic. I Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh, well, listen, another great example of the dynamic is the episode where they have to deal with the frog alien mafia.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the joke of Gwen going, "Oh, it's over," and Kevin like, "It's not over." What? And then another wrinkle happens, and she's like, "What the hell?" Like this. Well, she took over now. I guess they're not going to blow up her planet. You would think so.
Yeah.
And Gwen's like, "What the fuck's happening?" At the end, she swipes the buzzer and says, "Haha, now!" And Kevin's like, "No, we're done." She's like, "What? Yeah, we're done. We're done now."
Yeah.
Because Kevin just like has all the street smarts about alien shit. It's always funny whenever Kevin's the knowledgeable one in a situation compared to the other two. He's like, "No, guys, listen. I used to sell a lot of drugs, a lot of weapons on the black market. I know how things are going to happen." Like,
yeah. I love that. Is great. The first season ending with the Alien X stuff, like. I remember it was such a big rating stunt when the episode was coming out. You know, they were like advertising and everything. It's so fucking funny, like to me to this day, how worthless Alien X is.
It's such
like,
a big
that
troll.
Is so.
I love it. I mean, I remember being there and like being mad about it because like, what? I thought he was gonna be cool, but like now that I think about it, you know, and I'm older, I just think of how funny and a big of a troll it is.
This nigga he reverses time. That's crazy. He reverses time like, whoa, that was wild. And then Gwen goes, yeah, this might be one of the regular ones from now on. And Ben is in there fucking arguing with these motherfuckers. It's so funny.
Yeah.
My
like
favorite
the most
part is
annoying guys in the universe. Just like, God damn, I can't deal with you. Go ahead.
The funniest bit is like in the side where he's like, okay, fine, we'll vote so we can save the world. Ben's like, no, absolutely not. You're taking me out of here. I got 9 guys that'll do this better than you fuckers. And it's like so funny.
No, I genuinely, I love that. And like, because it was funny, but it was also like, it was like really good character development and like, you know, like a really good like character moment for Ben of being like just indignantly upset about this because he's like, he doesn't care about the ultimate power. He just wants to save the day, you know. He wants to do what's right. So he's just like, no, I don't care. I just want to never use you again unless it's like an absolute emergency. You know, it's the only way that I can think of to do something.
Being omnipotent sounds like it fucking sucks. You guys are ass. Yeah. Like he's just like,
I'm out of here.
Yeah, because like they're taking advantage of him too. Like they are not like these altruistic, like completely objective beings. They have an agenda. Yeah, they're bored. They're like, oh, we finally have a third person.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just gonna keep him here so that we never have to have, like we were in a constant deadlock. Now we have a third person so we can get out of the deadlock. But we're so used to that in our existence that we're just gonna force him to be in a deadlock with us anyway, and just. You know, and it just makes him not want to ever deal with that. It makes me wonder, like, where the fuck did Azimuth get the DNA for this thing? Like, where did he find this thing?
I hope you're excited because that comes out in Ultimate Alien.
Oh, okay, so. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. But
I guess we go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
I'm gonna say we should probably talk about supporting cast before we get to like the show proper. But I think this show has great voice acting. I think I love everything. I think the thing about Ben 10 as a concept that makes me so happy is hearing different voice actors try to talk like whoever Ben is. When they go to different aliens. That's like my favorite thing about the show. Like hearing D. Bradley Baker for a lot of it, actually.
I was gonna say, it's like half of them are D. Bradley Baker.
Yeah.
Like Swampfire, Chroma Stone, Spider Monkey, off the top of my
Big
head.
Chill, Chill too, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them. Like pretty much all of them, but
yeah. Oh, I should ask real quick, what is your favorite of the new aliens?
Ooh, yeah, Tash, what's your favorite first?
You know, as a kid, I really liked Chroma Stone because there was a cool design, like weird, you know, rock Cyclops guy. But I think as basic of a pick as this is, I actually really do like Swampfire because even though he does just have Heat Blast's like power set, like I like how weird and goopy and like strange he is, and how like it is an excuse for the show to be a little bit more violent.
Gore. Dude, I'll I'll post it. But I was like watching the show and I paused. I was like, hey guys, I get it. He's made of plants. Did we have to violently decapitate him in this episode?
Right.
It's you see like his neck bone. I'm like, guys, this is insane. You can't just decapitate him during an episode.
Yeah, it's great. I love that stuff so much.
I think Big Chill is definitely my favorite of like the new.
Here come Mr. Impreg.
Yeah,
Big Chill's your favorite.
Just very, like, I don't know, just the chill vibes of him. You know, I'm into. I mean, I don't know, like, just a very cool looking alien as well. Though I think all of the ones from this are pretty good. Some of them feel redundant, you know, like you said with Heat Blast and Swamp Fire, and then
he's just
like,
Wildvine also together.
Yeah. Like some of them feel like mixes of other aliens. I do like the what's his fucking name? The crab brain.
Brainstorm. Yeah.
Brainstorm.
Yeah, Brainstorm.
And that's my favorite. Brainstorm is so funny every time he's on screen. It's also a great voice. I love when he's in the thing with Asmith. Asmith's like this: Ben, do you think you're smarter than me just because you're bigger than me? No, I don't think I'm smarter than you because I'm bigger than you. I think I'm smarter than you because my brain is larger than yours. You should move over. And I'm just like,
he's really because Ben gets
dick.
really into phrenology.
No. Hybrid is rubbing off on him.
I know. He became friends with Riney, so you know that's the.
I do also think Echo is a really, really good one. I think the power set is cool. Also, I think it's one of Ben's better names.
Yeah.
Because the idea of
really
like,
good.
oh, you can multiply yourself and also you could like do Echo, have voice control. Echo is a fantastic name for that. Yeah. It's such a good one.
But yeah, I do think that we should talk about some of the side characters, like you said. Definitely want to talk a little bit about Julie. Who is Vivian Pham, who isn't in much stuff other than like she's Katana in Batman Brave and the Bold, and that's basically all I can think of off the top of my head. You know, just like looking at this list as far as like very important characters she's done.
And she's back for Ben 10 Omniverse. Is pretty much it. Yeah, you're right. That's pretty much it. Julie is so interesting conceptually. Because it starts the trend of, and I'm going to make a joke here now, that a white woman can't do anything for Ben. A white human woman can't do shit for Ben Tennyson.
Yeah.
He has never, nor will he ever, have a love interest that is a white woman.
Yeah. I mean,
he has
even the original Ben 10, like, there was like a Native American girl that he
Kai,
the werewolf episode.
And then like even in Omniverse he gets other ones and they're all aliens or like oh, this is a human. No, actually it's not a human, it's a fucking alien. I'm like, damn, Ben, you just I hate white women. He says I hate them.
Yeah.
I hate them so much. But yeah, Julie's so funny because she's like, you think that's going to be her entire bit is just like girl who likes Ben. But I feel like Ben fumbles her. She almost graduates to just Gwen's friend instead later on. And I think that's super funny. She just goes, Ben, I don't care. I'm hanging out with Gwen. And I have my cool dog that gives me laser guns. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, shit.
Ship is cool. Like, yeah, she is a vehicle to use Ship, which is a galvanic mechamorph, one of the upgrade type aliens, which... you know, will come back as one of my favorite villains in the whole series. In not Ship, but that race, like Malware.
Yeah, Malware.
And Omniverse is one of my faves. But like, yeah, so it's like a little bit like, all right, is she necessary for this? But it does remind me a lot of stuff like Giant Robo or Tetsujin number 27, where it's like, okay, kid isn't necessarily in a robot. They just have like a robot buddy that they call upon, and it's super strong. And that's such a classic dynamic, you know. It fits because she's Japanese, presumably because of the last name Yamamoto.
I think she is like confirmed Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, yeah, it's a good wink and a nod to that type of like character storytelling not being like horribly stereotypical or anything like that. And this was during a time period where there was still a lot of, like racism towards Asian people in general. I mean, we skipped it, but just like a couple months before Ben 10 Alien Force came out was Chop Sucky Chooks. So
Woof.
you want to talk about some really bad racism, then check that show out.
But like there's something to be said about like Julie like being just a love interest and then also getting like relationships with the other characters. The episode where they have Ben and Kevin just go to fucking court. And the entire rest of the episode is Julie and Gwen fighting the villain of the episode. It's really fucking good. Like, just like it's the Friedels, which is again great villain.
Yeah, I love them so much.
And they're just shooting at them, and then Julie's like, I don't know what's happening. Ship's like, hold on, and Ship gives her a mech suit. It's like. Also, and then Gwen's like, Julie, are you okay? Yeah, this rules. This is so fun. And she's just shooting lasers and rockets at people. And I'm like, Julie the way she takes this shit in stride, because she wasn't raised in it like all the other characters, is maybe my favorite thing about her. She seems so ready to go in a way that I think is very fun.
Yeah, she was waiting.
Weird.
Yeah, go ahead. I was going to say she was waiting for it her whole life, basically. Like, finally, my fantasies have been confirmed. I get to become like this awesome... heroic character.
It is weird and interesting to introduce a love interest for Ben when we've seen his future child. I think that's something super funny that this show does.
Yeah.
I'm like, we know who he has a child with.
Yeah, I think every Ben 10 show just kind of wings it and makes something, that's whatever. They just sort of like are like, all right, this is the basic framework of what's going on. I'm just going to take what I want from the previous series and sort of alter things here and there, character dynamics, whatever. Because Omniverse also does that where there's a lot of stuff. I haven't seen Ultimate Alien, but I know from what Derek J. Wyatt said that there's a lot of stuff from that he was like, I felt like this took things a little bit too far, so I'm just backpedaling on some of these story elements or some of these world building elements or whatever.
There's some retcons in there, and I think it's great because Ben 10 is a comic book show.
Yeah.
It's a comic book show for a comic that doesn't exist, right? So I don't think anyone should be mad about, fucking retcons. Like, I'm sorry, I know people hate this opinion, but sometimes when a writer gets at work, they'll go, I don't like this, and I think it's their prerogative to just go fuck it.
Yeah, I'm so.
I think it's super fun.
I'm also very pro retcon or ignoring stuff that doesn't jive with the story you're trying to tell, and I think like. That's just a good, big, approach to all these like big IP stuff, and like it really annoys me when people are trying to like, oh, I can't believe they ignored this thing from like episode 5 or whatever, because just, just
who gives a fuck?
Trust the writers. Like if it's a good story, then it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. I never really like bothered me too much, like as a. As like a fan of like this nerdy crap. Continue, Morgan. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, no, it's when we get to Omniverse, it's gonna be funny because like Julie's still around, and stuff, but also Kai is now back around. Yeah, and there are all these other love interests, and then Ben's fucking future son is around, hanging out. He's a comrade now. It's just super neat that they're like, listen, even if this is like who he settles down with when he's like 30 or 40, right? He's still got like 25 years in between. Like, what the fuck what do you want us to do? You want us to just pretend like he doesn't date? Like, what the fuck? And that's super fair, actually. He's obviously going to date and stuff like that,
Yeah, and while it lasts, it's a good, relationship. So, like, even if Julie isn't his forever partner, like, a lot of people that ship characters or think about characters in that kind of way literally do think it's like, all right, once you have like a soulmate and they're attached to each other and then forever they're just gonna be together. Like sometimes it's just not like that.
It depends, dude.
It's fine, yeah. But yeah, I mean, we talked about Alan a little bit earlier in the episode as the kid who's like part heat blast. And he, I guess, like.
I guess, yeah. Do you guys have a favorite plumber's kid? Because that's like a weird thing they introduced in the show of like kids that come from when a plumber sees an alien that's really sexy. And,
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is probably
guess
just Alan for me. I mean, I unfortunately didn't get around to rewatching some of the episodes that they introduced, like Manny and stuff. But you know, I like Alan because again, I just had that nostalgic attachment of like seeing a black kid on TV and be like, oh, he turned into Heat Blast. One of my guys. So.
Yeah.
I think in general, I'm like not,
him.
you know, I think it led to some fun places, like with all the finales. But I think I like the core trio of Gwen, Ben, and Kevin so much that all the like, gotta get this like, you know, new core group of like plumber kids. Like that stuff didn't really interest me on this rewatch. Like I just like that trio so much that it's like, yeah, these characters are fine, but like I just like the trio, you know.
It reminded me a lot of the last season of Ben 10. Or not Ben 10. Why the fuck did I just say that? Teen Titans. Yes.
Yeah.
Where they're like finding new Teen Titans, basically, you know, to like make it like a worldwide. They're basically doing Justice League Unlimited, but it's Teen Titans. So like that's what they're doing. But yeah, I like that. I like you said, Manny and Helen. You know, it's just like cool seeing. For any case, it's just cool seeing like kid versions or like non-hero versions of the other aliens from the original series. Just see them as like normal people. Especially, I like in Omniverse when we see more of the like the Accelerate kids. Like they're just, you know, like very cute, like little group of characters. So.
Derek J. White has a great. We'll talk about when we get to that show, but Derek J. White has a great time showing the different like body shapes and stuff that can happen in the different races.
Yeah.
Whoever like, and that man who fucked Accelerate to make his daughter is the realest nigga to ever live. The realest nigga that literally.
It sounded like a super speed dinosaur thing, and I was like, must fuck this right now.
And honestly, big fucking same. Like I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're spitting, pal. If I saw a John with let me chill out.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. No, I will also. It's not a mistake that Accelerate, you know, and Forearms are the two that we have kids because those are the two races that you know niggas want to bone.
Sure.
The first time we saw the woman Forearms.
Yeah.
In the first Ben 10, you felt 16,000 people gain a fetish they didn't know they had at the same time.
Yeah.
I think Manny's good because Manny sucks shit. His episode is so funny because he's like, hey, these guys are evil aliens. We got to kill them. How? Watch this. Shoots a trucker and makes his truck blow up. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, it's also a good episode because Kevin also hates this motherfucker. He's like, I hate this guy. Yeah. He's like, no, we got to work together. And Kevin's like, I don't want to. I just think it's great when a character's a good guy but sucks shit. Yeah. I think it's great. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah. And what's his name? Corey Payton doing him.
Corey Payton, great job. Yeah. What's the little blonde-haired pudgy
Cooper?
Cooper?
Yeah.
Cooper is also fucking great. I love Cooper.
He has really... I mean, dear God, talk about dream powers, being able to like use your fucking psychic magnetism to make a robot suit. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
those
Cooper.
Powers.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It's really funny, Cooper, like, being a year younger than Ben and Gwen, right? Mm-hmm. And just not hitting a growth spurt in between the original series and this. Just like, yeah, guys, I'm still small. What the fuck? This is bullshit.
Yeah, he hasn't hit puberty yet. He does eventually hit puberty, apparently, in
Ultimate Alien.
Yeah.
He becomes a sexy little Chad, and then Kevin's like, yo, chill out. You know the crush on Gwen was cute before. It's not cute anymore, my nigga. It's not cute no more. You got a six-pack. Fuck off. Like,
yeah. I do want to ask, like, how, like, we're getting into, like, other elements. Like, I do think, like, yeah, they have a pretty strong, consistent villain across, like, the first two seasons. And if I'm aware, the first two seasons were produced as one season and then split into two, which is pretty normal for like Mega's XLR did that, where it only had one season but it was split into 2 seasons. So like the DNA aliens hybrid, whatever you want to call them, is like really the first time probably since like Vilgax or maybe Ghost Freak you could consider like as like there's been a villain that has had this much of a presence in the series. It doesn't just feel like a one-off thing. Like, how do you feel about them, like, as a
I
threat?
love them. I think they're cool and creepy, and, like, as someone who likes, like, gateway horror kind of stuff, whenever, like, horror gets snuck in or like, implemented into kids' media, I always like it, and I just love the weird, goopy, alien invader sort of vibes of them. Like, like, the aliens are scary. Like, they're... You know, kind of
the body snatcher stuff too is really good.
Yeah, they're kind of silly, weird brain creatures, but like they are scary. They're scary, like especially when
they have a very.
Especially when like I can't remember the name of the episode, but like when like Gwen's brother like Ken comes around and like gets half turned into a DNA alien, and just like you see the sort of transformation and just how like it would affect a normal person like in the middle of it. Like, that is horrifying to think about.
No, they do like a lot of cool body snatcher, like very Stephen King inspired shit in this, and I think it's really neat, and it works so well. Like I think the shots of like when lightning strikes, you see their real face is so evocative and scary when it happens in an episode. I think like I'd even argue the hybrid is like more of a presence that Vilgax was in the original, because Vilgax like you would get long swaths of episodes without any mention, but everything goes back to the hybrid, even in other like side episodes of Ben 10 Alien Force.
And the idea of like these racial supremacist aliens that forcefully like use other, like they force other aliens to be more similar to them, but then they still have like this rigid caste system of like, no, you DNA aliens, you are lower life forms than us, even though we've made you closer to perfection. It's just like, but I also really love the detail that you know, when you see the hybrid, they have like this pure white coat, but you can see their arms, like their necrotic hands and like the black like decay on them. You can tell that there's like something like rotten and wrong about them. And by the time that you get to the end of season 2, like, it's confirmed, like, all the High Council are these, like, grotesque, inbred, you know, dying horribly of, like, disease and, like
British royal family looking motherfuckers.
Absolutely.
And it's like the way that Ben saves that, you know, saves the universe is by like transforming them into, you know, like giving them the DNA of other races that are in the Omnitrix. I always thought that was like interesting that like that's like a fate worse than death to them, to the point where they're like, we must fucking kill ourselves now that we're this way. And that's part of it, like their motivation for wanting to, like, they don't want to conquer Earth or do anything. They want to destroy all life in the universe because they truly believe they are the pinnacle, and if they are going to die out, then everybody else must die out alongside them or before them. It's just like, that's such a, that feels so real and so like horribly cruel for, you know, and pointlessly stupid for like such racist aliens. So,
but like it's so poignant to like how actual big races are. Like if you explain to someone who's super racist, like, hey, if you work with these people, you'll survive. They'll go, I'd rather blow the fuck up. And I'm like, okay, like what the fuck do you mean? Like it's just, it's so good. And like the hybrid, it's like you'll be tricked into thinking they look cool, and they kind of do look cool, right? But they do like have like this weird, for lack of a better term, what if like Graham Linehan was like an alien look to them? Like they look fucked up as shit. Like and I think like it works so well, like the ending for it, because you do have to have like the episode with Rainey of like having one of them go, okay, maybe I am super duper fucked up and racist, and maybe like this is dumb as shit. Like this is really stupid.
Yeah. I feel like because like like on their own high supply, and they're all like very collectivist, as far as like they all sort of like believe this like there's no individualism really between them. You know, they do have like a single like ultimate leader guy, but because like all the other hybrid, like they are on the same level, someone like Rhiney coming back at the end of season 2 and kind of like displaying the fact that it's like, look, you will live if you're like this. I you know, lost a limb, and then, you know, Ben helped me, so I had a change in personality. And like in that episode, which I love that episode, by the way, he has the same like fatalist mindset as the hybrid do at the end of season 2, where he's just like, whatever, just leave me to die. So it's good to see him by the end of the season realize that he doesn't have to die. He does want to live. He is like a person with his own thoughts and feelings. He's not just part of this like insane collective. So he's able to like be a living example to them that being like this is not the end. You know, it can be a new beginning. That's the only problem that I have with this, and I think I've had this problem since I was a kid, is that it's like as fitting and poetic of an ending as it is to like resolve this conflict by like, you know, trying to heal their ailments through, you know, having them with like you know, fixing their genetic damage because they've just fucked it up so bad through like millennia of inbreeding. Like, it's a little too easy of a solve, because it's hard for me to believe that somebody that racist would actually see the light when they are confronted with the truth. Like, I think it's nice and it's optimistic, but it's, for me, like living in the real world, it's like hard for me to like fully buy into that as a thing.
So I've agreed with that point until I rewatched it, right?
Okay.
And you mentioned like how the hybrid are on the same level, right? It feels like at times that they've never tried anything else.
Yeah.
Like it feels like they've always been raised in this way, that they never even attempted something else. And I think there's something about like Rainey like being like, hey, so this did work. I am flourishing. I think it's like this is a younger generation who didn't seem like they even knew it was an option. Because if they're dying this quickly, I don't think a lot of these guys have been in power that long, probably.
Yeah, that's true.
I think like the idea going in is like, hey, they thought like that mixing or anything would literally ruin them. That there is no option. There is no other option. And Rainey's showing there is another option. And like there is a prime thing of like, you don't want to I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Like, I love that like the mix even happens before he shows up. Like Ben doesn't. Yeah. He shows up and goes, hey, no. I know there's like a thing. This is a new pathway forward. I think there's definitely going to be hybrid out there, but I think these older hybrid that are there that like we are like these ones look way more decayed than he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're probably the ones that are like, I do want to live though. Like, I think it's funny, because I think having like this played off of Vilgax, there is like a level of like evil in the traditional sense missing with the hybrid. It feels like someone having like a giant anxiety attack upon learning they're going to die, more so than like a real evil there. And I do think like it works too well, but I think like for what it is and what it's going for, I think it works fine.
Yeah.
I think on the flip side, it does work that like they show this is not how it always works. I think having no Forever Knights would weaken this, but having the Forever Knights who are not willing to like go along with shit makes it work. To like, hey, this won't always work, everybody. I just want you to be aware. This will not always work.
For sure. I mean, that's definitely like them sort of accepting like the DNA stuff is part of the power fantasy. Like, this is a power fantasy action boys kids cartoon, but like I definitely agree that like
it still it still impacted me. It was still like a good ending to the season. I like I said, I just felt like it was like a little bit too easy or a little bit too like optimistic, but like I understand definitely where you're coming from.
Yeah, like I'm sure that maybe some kid, even if very subconsciously, like picked up on the stuff with hybrid and like connected it to their own families. You know what? Maybe brown kid across the street isn't so bad. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it does feel like it's very much a strong thing that like all the plumber's kids, except for the evil blonde-haired one, are so deeply racially coded. I think that's like not on accident. I think it's not on accident that is the case. You know, that like Pierce and Manny and Alan are all very much like even their human size are people of color. Like I think that's very much on purpose because you have them and you have you have the hybrid who like have their white designs, and you have the Forever Knights who are, every time we take a mask off of them is some white dude who loves King Arthur. So like
Yeah, definitely.
I think this is a good time. Go ahead.
Exactly. I was about to say, like, shout out to Dwayne McDuffie, like the story editor of the show.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, it's important to bring up that it's Dwayne McDuffie who is like him, Glenn Murakami, of course, but like Dwayne McDuffie, main guy, Static Shock obviously is the biggest thing. So it's just like, I feel like that's fucking intentional. I feel like, just like with Static Shock, he was like, no, I'm not afraid to go into this subject matter for a kid's show. Like, this is stuff that's like worth talking about, and I feel like it's worth like trusting him. Unfortunately, like he passed away pretty soon. I think probably during Ultimate Alien, because 2011 was.
I think he wrote like a couple like Omniverse scripts like very early on, but he passes away not too soon after like near the end of Ultimate Alien, which is sad because like he's a great writer, like super influential.
I remember his last credit actually is the Omniverse pilot.
Yep.
That's like his last credit was like the Omniverse pilot. So like that's, he like laid that groundwork, and then but it is sad, but I do like it. I've always liked that. Like, it's always bothered me on the internet when people go like, oh, cartoons used to not be woke, and I'm like, guys, Dwayne McDuffie did not bust his ass on all the shows you like for you to be saying this.
Absolutely.
Like he didn't like Ben 10 oh, Justice League isn't woke. Like, yes it is. He was so open about putting this shit in his work, and I think it's just disrespectful to pretend it's not there. It's such a bummer. I do want to circle back to this before we talk about like the last few stuff, but Mike Morningstar is so fucking like, when I talk about like this show being inspired by like X-Files and like the Twilight Zone, he comes to mind because he's a different plot and it rules. Like, he's just like, hello everyone, I'm the beautiful golden boy. I'm so cool. I love to seduce women and drain them of their life force until they die. What?
Yes.
You do what now?
I mean, speaking of gateway horror, bitch. Like that is that episode is so insane. It's like, there's just zombie women like trying to get their life force back because it's a man.
And then they turn him into like a fucking hell beast, and I'm like, shit, dude. I do think it's something cool that he was so influential that they literally put him in the reboot as a child.
Yeah,
like I think that kicks ass. Like,
they're like, we need to take this character. We need to like bring this character into, every version of this. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of interested to check out the reboot whenever we get to it, in the sense of like being emotionally detached from expectations about it, and like all the fucking discourse at the time, like that, and like Powerpuff Girls, and like Thundercats Roar and stuff like that. All those shows that had so much stupid discourse around them, whether or not they're good, like I guess we'll see when we get to them. I just want to like get out of all of that noise and just try to evaluate.
I mean, I remember trying to watch the reboot, and like I wasn't super into it, but that was also like half a decade ago or whatever, and like I'm sure like I can find stuff to appreciate, and like part of me does Omniverse is like one of my favorite of these shows, and that has a super cartoony art style, and so like that part of it doesn't really like bother me, but I do think that there's some like it's not like the most mature show in the world, but I think like I do like the show the best when it is just like YA sci-fi show, and like it going all in on comedy and stuff. Like, I don't know how that will really play out when I rewatch it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like, I'm not. I guess I'm just like, I'm open to the idea of it being like good for what it is, rather than just like, oh, it's an abject failure because it's not exactly like Alien Force. And like, I will say this, even as a kid, because I season 3 I didn't watch a ton of as a kid, and like I watched more episodes obviously this time. Even then, I was like really disappointed that it was just Vilgax and Albedo, but like mostly Vilgax as like the main villain follow up after the hybrid, because I felt like they were such like well built up villains. They like created so much of the framework of what the show was.
Yeah,
it felt like they were like a really cool idea taken to its natural conclusion. Mm-hmm. I could have just seen the series end there.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, and also no shade to James Remar. I'm sure he's a fine actor, but man, I miss Stephen Bloom so much.
I know. I was. Like, that's another one of those fucking voices where, like, that and Azimuth are like the two biggest. Like, who is? Get this guy out of here. Who the fuck is this? Like,
I gotta say, I don't think I like Vilgax.
Like
even
in
rewatching
general, like across
in
the
general,
original?
like watching the original, I think he was okay, but he's just like so. Like I think just having Albedo with the Ultimatrix would have been great. Mm-hmm. I do think the way Ben beats Vilgax in season 3 rules. But like I don't know if Vilgax works for me. He just kind of seems lame because he's just like he's a 50-year-old nigga beefing with a 17-year-old.
Right.
And I don't know how strong I feel like there's like I have to kill my man's going planet to planet killing superhero like this. I must fight my ultimate villain. And they cut to Ben eating chili fries and spilling on his shirt, and I'm like, this is a good joke. But also, it makes him like a giant fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like, it makes Vilgax look so lame. Like, I don't know. I just don't think he works for me. Albedo, however, works for me crazy good.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
Albedo, like, being cursed with Ben's DNA is so fucking funny every single time. Just like, this cursed form. I'm hideous. I'm awful. And Ben's like, hey, hop off on that.
Yeah. And I like that. I love the idea, this is something that's good in like all alien fiction, is humans being put in the position of being the alien, being the weird ones, etc., because they're put against a more diverse universe, so it's just cool to be like, oh, to us he looks normal when he's in his human form, but to him it's like what he would rather be is a Galvin, which is this weird little frog thing. So it's just like
He's like, I'm hideous. I have like this. Look at my nose. I have a nose, and I have to eat chili fries, and I stink. And Ben, it's whenever Ben's like, damn, like Ben.
Yeah. Hey, tell me how you really think, man.
You're so mean.
I think I kind of agree with you with Vilgax in the sense that he is a very generic Megatron-esque bad guy. Like his whole. Like I don't know, his whole thing is just like, oh, I'm the Galactic Conqueror, I'm an evil monster man, whereas like we said with the hybrid, like they're interesting because they don't even necessarily want to conquer, they want to destroy, like they just want to like subjugate and destroy everybody out of this like sense of nobility of like, we have to like. Did somebody just disconnect?
No, I think that was just you.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
You're good.
Shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was
no, but like, I was like,
whatever.
like this
I don't know what the fuck
cult.
that was.
Like,
Yeah.
They
They don't have like a, they have like hatred in their heart, but it's like from a very like weird, like oh, we're just doing what we must,
Yeah, what we know.
What we feel, yeah, exactly. Whereas like Vilgax is just like, I'm an evil man who wants the Omnitrix, and and then he becomes like a more generic like barbarian type character in Alien Force, and like the finale is cool in the sense that like, okay, they have like a cool fight.
And I do like that Ben like doesn't have the watch, and there's something so funny about Ben like this. Hey, Vilgax, give me the watch back, or I'm gonna blow it up. You don't have the balls. Self-destruct begin, and he just looks at him like, you wouldn't do it. And then it blows up. He goes, what the fuck's wrong with you? He says, all right. And then like as Vilgax fighting Kevin and them, he goes over to Albedo, goes, Albedo, give me your watch, I'm gonna blow it up. You don't have balls. And he holds up the one he blew up. The Vilgax were like this, try me. Like, you wouldn't do it. initiate self-destruct, and he just look at him in the fucking eye like, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with there's something great about Ben's main superpower being that he's the shitty cousin. Like, just like, dude, I'll jump down these stairs and make us both get hurt if I have to win. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. That being said, the actual conclusion couldn't have felt less like a fucking series finale than what it was. Yeah. Like, they're just like, and we beat him, and if he comes back, we'll be ready for more. Fade to black. Like, okay, what the fuck is that? Like, that's not a fucking finale. And then, like, 5 days, literally 5 days later, Ultimate Alien shows up. So it's like, no, this wasn't even the end of a show. They just took one show and turned it into 2 shows. So, like, they just rebranded Alien Force as Ultimate Alien, which is fine, but it's weird that it's treated as like a separate show on the production timeline. I assume everybody just sort of moved from one, to the next. So, whereas like Omniverse is clearly like a big break in production because like you said, not only did Dwayne McDuffie pass away, but like, different art style, different, vibe and tone. And that was done, where it was like 80 episodes. Every 10 episodes is like a certain story arc. Even that is a little bit flimsy. I was looking through the episodes of Omniverse again last night, and they're like, oh, season 2, that's like the Revenge of Malware. But I was like, wasn't he defeated in season 3? And then I looked, and so like it extends into the beginning of the next season. So it's like very flimsy sort of justification for, like these story arcs or whatever. But, I don't know, just kind of funny. But
before we like wrap, someone said that Ben 10 is like totally spies for boys with the fetish stuff. And I was like, that seems out of pocket, right?
Yeah.
But then
hold on. Totally Spies was Totally Spies for boys with the fetish.
Yeah. Let's equal opportunity.
Yeah, the boys
That's
were
true.
the ones. I mean, probably some girls were getting fetishized through that, but like, let's not kid ourselves here. So, but continue. What were you gonna say?
But yeah, I like it's. I think like it like it's like iffy. I think sometimes it happens, but like I do think like we glanced over it, but like the pregnancy episode and stuff like that, I think it's less so a fetish thing, but they really did this season wanted to play with like the identities of these aliens and how they affect Ben's everyday life.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's like one of the best calls the show makes of like going like, hey, here are like these aliens and like how they interact with Ben. This show very much, the Star Trek of it is they like really expand the world in a way that the original show played with, but I don't think like really digged into it. Like it felt like Earth aliens big separation here, But this show it kind of like blurs it, and we get the Omniverse, it destroys it. There is no separation.
Yeah.
I do want to know, would have Ben turned into a sand? Oh, go ahead, Tash. Sorry.
No, I mean, I was also gonna just say my final thoughts about the show, and that like, I just love. Well, yeah, going back to that previous point, I just love the fact that one of my favorite episodes from the original show was Ghost Freaked Out, because it is like Ben getting affected by the Ghost Freak DNA and like it being a separate person. And so like, I love the fact that just the show, like all this, like the aliens affect him in different ways. Obviously, Big Chill's like the big one, but like our Wrath, it like there's a lot of stuff with like the intelligence of the aliens, or like the way that culture of the aliens manifests into his power set. I think that's really cool, and it just is a further expansion of the lore, of the themes, and just like it shows that it's like a more mature show.
I like even like his person, like he's like a little bit more playful when he's Spider Monkey. He's more like serious as other aliens. I agree. I think it's really cool. I do also like the other things that the Watch can do in this show.
Yeah.
Showing that it's not a weapon. Like Albedo always said, like it's not Albedo. Azimuth always said it wasn't a weapon in the original series. But we never really got this. Like we got like the idea of it. We didn't get to see it. Seeing all the other things that it could do in this show really fucking cool. Really,
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Like the moment
cleansing
when
DNA.
Yeah, exactly. The fighting the DNA aliens, like at the end of season 2, like him being able to use it, and it like costs like some type of like bodily energy or something like that. I'm like, oh, that's really cool that he's like he has to sacrifice something in order to do this altruistic act. And then same thing with like, oh, he gets like. It's very convenient. It's like Metroid, where Samus always loses all of her abilities at the beginning of the game. But he gets like the master controls for the Omnitrix, and then uses the Omnitrix to like purge through all the warp gates, every single hybrid in the galaxy, to like gives them DNA like from random aliens, and like. That resetting, like that being such a powerful move that he has to like give up this power that he just attained in order to do it. He like sacrifices something in order to do what he finds is right. That like, maybe if I help these guys, I can somehow convince that if I was able to in some way affect Rainy and make him a slightly better person than he was, then maybe like it can work with these people.
I mean, it's like real hero stuff. I like the fact that Ben feels like a hero.
Yeah, whereas like I think back to what is it, Race Against Time or The Secret of the Omnitrix, whatever fucking one it is. I think it's Secret of the Omnitrix. The movie with where it first introduces Azimuth and everything, like it felt like, I don't know, it didn't particularly feel like he was doing anything like heroic other than stopping the destruction of the Omnitrix.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whereas like this, it's like like in the season 2 finale and even in the season 3 finale where he like is in order to stop Vilgax from having it, he destroys it. Like he makes this great personal sacrifice, and he has like his Dark Night of the Soul when he loses it earlier in the episode, but so that makes it more impactful that he was able to like destroy it. So
yeah, I think like it's great that like this show really hammers in like why Azimuth hasn't just taken the watch back. Like it just like no, this is the right kid. He sucks. He sucks, but he sucks as like a human, He sucks in the way you need someone to relate to other people, which is what this device is for too. And that's really great. Also, I think Benton would make a really fun Metroidvania.
That's true. I agree. I mean, getting a new alien for a new like progression milestone, something like that. Yeah.
There's a big ice wall here. I gotta find the level with swamp fire.
Yeah.
And all that shit. But yeah, I think that's, I guess my one last thing, because I was thinking about this and I wrote in my notes, I just noticed it. Does this, I know we like Kevin. Does this show hate Kevin? I feel like he suffers a lot. I think a lot of, horrifying things happens to him in this fucking show.
Right. Yeah.
Remember when he turned into, Diamond?
Oh, yeah.
And, they chip his face off?
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, because he has this, roguish, charm and, this criminal background. I think the show is, getting him to earn the place on the team, and sometimes it goes a little too far in that front, but yeah.
I think you're a fucking orphan. You'll never know your dad. Like, damn.
Yeah. But I also think that is, of course, on a meta level, a sign of them loving Kevin.
That's true.
Because
that is true.
They give him a lot of, the best, funniest moments and most interesting character development and stuff like that. They put him through his paces. But yeah, I think that's all we gotta say. I really enjoyed revisiting Alien Force. I think it's in my opinion a step up from the original. The first 2 seasons are very memorable, very classic. Some bad episodes here and there, the Ben gets grounded episode was just too ridiculous for me to take seriously at any point. I wanted to think it was funny, but I was just come on, you just be no, I am not listening to you. My friends, Gwen is going to die. Your niece is going to die if I do not help her right now. So, I'm just going to, obviously he takes charge by the end. It is kind of dumb too that he turns into Humongousaur in his bedroom and then breaks through the wall. Like, just turn into like Spider Monkey and like get out of there, you know.
Or like any of your really really small guys, you know.
Yeah.
That just. But yeah, I do think it's like it's a solid show. I had a great time. Oh my god, we did not talk about their grandmother.
Yeah.
And I think it's good. I think legally, me and Wyatt can't talk about.
That's true.
Max's wife.
I didn't watch that episode, so it didn't even occur to me to. I know what you're talking about, but it's just as like that wasn't one of the episodes that I picked to watch. So
Yeah,
I'll have let me look up the grandma real quick to make sure that we're on the same page here.
She's an alien. We should talk about her in Omniverse when we get to Omniverse, because they give her Wyatt gives her like a fucked up, like a kind of monster design. And I think, and when I saw it, I said, Grandpa Max, move your gay ass over.
Yeah.
I'm about to eat that purple from the back. Grandpa Max also be fucking a lot of aliens. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing. Yeah, the fact that like Max is like a playboy, universal playboy. People love him. They're like, humans suck, but this guy's pretty sick. You know, it's just like cool. I love that. I love it.
That's super funny.
And like Max sees an alien glowing purple and starts coming in his pants and goes, "Hold on, give me a second, everybody."
Yeah.
If I had $1 for every time he seduced and fucked an alien that had purple aura, I'd have $2, which isn't a lot, but it's interesting that he did it twice.
Some people have a type.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tash, thank you for coming on. Why don't you tell everybody
Yes, of course.
Your socials and where they can find you and all that good stuff.
I am an artist, and so you can find me at either at Dimpsdoodles, and I think that's Twitter and Blue Sky, and then at Tashmon Dimps on Instagram. Just follow me there, or just go to dimpsdoodles.com for my portfolio site. Please, someone go there and hire me for something art related. That'd be very, very cool.
Yeah.
But it was very fun talking with you guys.
Yep, and we'll probably hit you up again by the time that Ultimate Alien comes around, which will be a bit from now. I mean, it's not too long from now, but it will be like, let me see. Yeah, it's
like a
13 episodes from now. Yeah. So quite because it's 2010. It's actually after Generator X. So there you go. There's another one.
The Man of Action hood classic.
Yep, and we got and Secret Saturdays is coming up. So I also remember loving that show.
Me and Wyatt have not seen most of that show, but we're just out here moaning for the mother.
Secret Saturdays rocks.
I've only seen. Yeah. But all right, Morgan, where can we find you on this internet?
Hello, everyone. You can find me at Girl Next Vor on Tumblr and also Girl Next Vor on Blue Sky. I post about art. On Tumblr, I post about vampire. On Blue Sky, I post about nonsense and wrestling, I guess. A lot of wrestling recently. Yep. I've been getting back into the chess of sports and all that. The King's Game, if you will. You got to hurry up and follow me on Blue Sky, though, because I heard we're opening some gates. And like a group of like supremacist aliens are gonna come and destroy it. So you gotta really get onto me on Blue Sky before it happens.
They've already destroyed. They definitely are on Twitter. So
no. The hybrid lives on Twitter. That's like their fucking hive place. Like there's a hybrid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Twitter and mix all their DNA with a little bit of a black person to fix those motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the hybrid supreme pay for Twitter Blue.
Yeah,
that's literally just Elon Musk. Anyway, where can we find you?
Also on Twitter and Blue Sky, Wasp Ranger, WAZP Ranger. Mostly stream of consciousness stuff, but I do post about videos I'm making and podcasts I'm doing. Haven't made a video in a while. Maybe I'll get on that. You know, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen in the future? Just keep your eyes out. But anyway. Go on to the Patreon. It's Only Magic at patreon.com. If you're listening to this on YouTube right now, you can get the Flapjack episode right now for $3. If you're listening to it on Patreon, thank you so much. If you only got $1, but you still want to support me, that's great. You still get Wow Cool Robot, which is me and my friend Wayne going through every single robot in existence. It's like 5 to 10 minute episodes. It's a good time. So check out all of that stuff. Again, thank you so much for joining us, Tash, and join us next time as we talk about probably one of the most important cartoons in the history of animation, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. See you there.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.